guys through a new monthly routine video. I meant to do one last month in October, but I just got like so busy and then I got sick. And yeah, it was just a really like chaotic month. So I feel like I didn't even have like a proper routine in place. This month, I just really want to start fresh. Right now, I'm actually thinking of rearranging my room. Not that this setup is by any means bad. I actually think this is a pretty optimal setup. I just kind of want to like switch it up. So here we go. So this is pretty much my entire room. It's honestly not a bad setup. It's probably one of the more ideal ones. And I feel like I won't really know if what I'm thinking is gonna work until I like start to move things around. I probably should take like measurements, but whatever. Where's the fun in that? I'm definitely gonna leave like this back wall like the same. I love like the artwork in the corner, and I think my ladder shelves are like perfect right there. And if you guys can see, it like doesn't really block the entrance of the door, and I'm always running in and out of my room like grabbing stuff. It's actually very, very helpful. I don't really know what to do about like my IKEA mirror. This is like the Hovet mirror, I think that's what it's called. I love it. It's like a massive full body mirror, not too expensive given the size. For my Christmas party, I'm actually planning on like bringing that mirror downstairs and then decorating it with like some sort of wreath so that like my friends can take like a mirror selfie or something like that. I'm trying to make this Christmas party like as close to like a brand event as possible. Thinking for now, I'm just gonna like move it somewhere else in my room. Anyway, that is all for like this side of the room. Not too much like really going on, but let me move my camera and show you guys the main stuff that I'm gonna be moving. I feel like I don't really show you guys like this side of my room too often just because I like love the way my ladders look and like my artwork that's like in the corner. But yeah, as you guys can tell, I clearly love the color green. I feel like a lot of people comment on like my green wall. But anyway, let's stay focused. I am planning on like actually rotating my bed this way, so the foot will be facing the window. And then obviously I'm gonna need to move like those Alex drawers. That's probably like the most complicated part because they're quite long and they're also like decently wide, and my room isn't like a rectangle as you guys can see because of like these bay windows. Like my room has like a lot of like weird corners. I think figuring out where that's gonna go is gonna be like the last thing I do. So I don't mind this desk. I think it's like from IKEA. My friend actually gave it to me when she and her husband were like moving away for like the year, so it was really nice. Thank you, Christine. I got the desk for free, but it just doesn't work very nicely with my new Flexi-Spot chair, which if you guys have seen like a previous video of mine, like this is pretty new to like my desk setup. In general, I feel like ergonomic chairs are like really nice, but they're very, very clunky. These arms sit quite high, so they're always like bumping against like the desk because the desk is like slightly too low, so I can never like fully push in my chair, and it actually kind of like drives me nuts. I actually do have like a standing desk. I gave it to my mom, but she's not really like using it anymore, so I'm thinking I'm gonna like swap these out. The only like downside is like I really do like the drawer storage that comes with this desk, and also like the cable management in the back, so I'm definitely gonna have to like get new stuff to like adjust for that, because now that I do YouTube, I actually sit way longer than I ever have in like my social media career. Just like editing takes like days and days on end. When I sit for really long periods of time, I get this like sharp pain in like this area, and yeah, it's just like really uncomfortable, and it actually lingers for like a few days. To avoid that, I just really want to be standing more, especially when I'm editing. And yeah, that's like honestly pretty much it. I just feel like it's gonna be a matter of whether or not things are going to fit. I have procrastinated enough, so let's get to moving things around. Enjoying like my bed being rotated this way. I'm thinking right now I am probably going to move these Alex drawers. I don't know, I just like don't really like that corner of my room anymore, and then I think I'm gonna move the mirror on this side and then move my Alex drawers over to where my mirrors are right now. I think that should work, but we'll see. guys can see, my drink is pretty much nasty and melted and gone, but my friend Riki called me and we were just like kind of quickly catching up on like work, business things, just like personal life and stuff. Anyway, something that's been like really helpful for me to kind of like stick to a very loose routine has actually been creating a very simple system. And there's only two parts to the system. The first one being carrying around this little notebook. I showed you guys this in last week's video, and it's crazy because I started this on October 25th, so that's like literally not even 2 weeks ago. And yeah, I've actually been kind of calling this like my life journal because I will write anything in this notebook. I feel like the easiest way I can describe how this whole thing works for me is I just constantly feel like I am perfecting like some kind of rough draft, being okay with like how imperfect like the rough draft is, and that I'm just constantly like tweaking it, improving it little by little, has just been like really cool. And I feel like my brain has like finally had an outlet to just like flow and like get the ideas down. I'm just a very process oriented person. I'm very much like a problem solver, and I don't like to just like write about it and like get the feelings out. Like I want to be able to like really work through it, organize it, connect all these like ideas and find ways that make it make sense. And also beyond like brainstorming and just like seeing how my ideas connect, I've also just been using it as like a simple checklist. I have actually really found that when I like write down that I'm gonna do something, I actually find myself doing it. Anytime I try to like use software and automate it or have some sort of like checklist on my phone, I just kind of take a back seat and I'm not really like as disciplined in like making sure I'm getting those things done. I feel like when I write it down, I'm like, okay, this is a commitment that I'm going to try to cross this off today. I definitely fall into like the trap when I'm like writing out a checklist on my laptop where I like feel like I want to do like everything and like make it seem like I'm super busy. But I don't know, when I write something down, I'm like, let's be honest with ourselves and like how much we can do today. And yeah, I've just been trying to keep it really simple, like stick it to like max 5 tasks. I think I definitely have a tendency to like overpile things and get so overwhelmed. So yeah, just as advice, I would stick to like maybe 3 to 5. I think that's like a pretty good range. 5 if you really want to be busy. 3 I think is like the perfect amount. So yeah, that is part 1 of my system. It has actually worked so beautifully for me. I'm really excited to like fill out this notebook and like get the next one. And I honestly think I will like very soon. I'm like blowing through this one. Highly recommend. This notebook is actually from Midori. It looks like this if you guys were curious. Second part to the system is actually something that my brother introduced me to, and it's this app called TickTick. If you're somebody that has a very like standard schedule, like every single day you're kind of like checking off the same tasks, there isn't too much variety, then I think the app is like the best that I've seen so far. My schedule is just all over the place. Like some days I have filming that takes 1 or 2 days, and then for other videos I know it's going to take me like 4. So it's really hard to like have a very standardized to-do list just because my schedule is so random and like spontaneous. All this to say, what I really enjoy using this for is actually the calendar. Something that I'm actually really bad about is like remembering dates and like times, and I'm just so bad about like putting things in my calendar. And I'd get so annoyed because I use like Gmail and like Google for a lot of things, and I would have like meetings on there, but it wouldn't be synced onto like my Apple Calendar, which I typically use for like any like personal events, appointments, hangouts with friends. And I also feel like a lot of apps on the iPhone tend to lead towards like the Apple Calendar. So yeah, I just like had things in like different buckets, and it was just really hard to keep track of, which is why I love this little platform, because you can sync both your Google Calendar and your Apple Calendar and just like have it all in one place. You can also like add stuff within the app itself. Any deadlines I have for myself, so like videos I want to upload, very specific like filming things that have some sort of like date aligned to it. Like for example, I went to my friend's house last Saturday to test out some of the creams that I'll be making for my Christmas party, and I wanted to film it. So I had that kind of schedule with her. So I made that like an event in my TikTok and had it like populated on the calendar. And those kinds of things are nice because they're not like events, they're more like a task in my head for like my YouTube channel and stuff like that. So I can like actually check off that like I did it. And then all of those 3 parts are kind of like connected all into one calendar. And then the best part, in my opinion, is I love the widgets that TickTick has. I have like the calendar view right here, really nice high level view of like what's going on throughout the week. It is very responsive as well. Like you click on it and it opens exactly to that date. It's not like it just opens to the app and then you have to kind of navigate through. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can also like navigate through it without even like opening the app, which is so nice. This one is also like another widget from TikTok that I love. It's like your today's task, and you can actually like check things off without opening the app like directly onto the widget. I feel like it is such a simple system that covers a lot of things that I was kind of doing separately. Like I wanted to journal, but I didn't really know how, and I like found a way that kind of works a lot better for me. And then a place where I can just like really brainstorm, really get my ideas and my creativity flowing. I think in a lot of ways when you're typing something, at least for me, it feels like it needs to be like very neat and perfect. Like you need to spell things correctly, like your sentences need to make sense, versus like when you write them down, like it could be like chicken scratch, but your focus is just like on the creativity itself and not like how nice it looks. So yeah, that has been my very simple system from like end of October leading into this month. And yeah, it's worked really, really well for me. I'm very happy with it. Something that I am actually really unhappy about that I have not been managing is my finances. So right now I'm actually planning on like going through everything. I'm not gonna like sit here and recommend it because like I literally just downloaded it yesterday, but it's this app called Copilot. It like syncs up with like all of your bank accounts and stuff like that. It's very smart and user-friendly. That was like my first impression of it. I just want to have like a better idea of like where my money is going, because obviously finances have been kind of a struggle. I'm definitely feeling like the effect of taking a step back from like beauty and short form for like almost 5 to 6 months now. Definitely like a lot of things like I want to do like with social media, but I think I do need to be like very honest with myself about like my finances and like what exactly is feasible. I don't know if you guys could hear, but it's actually like raining right now. So on this very gloomy day, which I feel like is very fitting, I'm going to be tackling my finances. Like I need another coffee for this because I'm probably gonna cry.
As coisas chegam quando passam. Se o que aconteceu de errado, veja bem pelo outro lado, é o que faz você agora. Todas as migalhas do passado vão viver tempo de glória.
That actually took me all day, which is crazy because I was going by like every single transaction and making sure everything was categorized properly. I think I started at around like 4, but it's like 9 p.m. now, but I'm just happy it's like done, and I actually feel like I have so much more peace of mind. It took me a little bit to like really understand what I'm like reading on this platform, and they even have this like little demo mode so that you guys can kind of like follow along, which is nice, so you guys don't actually see my numbers and everything, because I feel like that's like a little bit too personal. I have the demo on the dashboard tab, which is like the high-level view of all of your spending and your income. It says 1,074 left. I kind of like forecast how much leftover you can spend for the month, which I thought was really, really cool. So you can be like a little bit flexible on like the categories that you're spending in. My income is like so up and down. Depending on what video I'm filming, I might be spending like in a certain area and like not in others. So I really like that it's just like this one lump sum that I can like mentally keep track of. Anyway, moving on, there is a review section, which is basically like your most recent transactions. The platform is actually really, really smart, and you can set rules to make sure things are being categorized properly. But this is really nice just to like double check with yourself to make sure that things are going in the right categories. I feel like it sounds crazy, but I definitely know my lifestyle where like I know I have a tendency to like go get ice cream a bunch. So I even made like a separate like dessert category instead of like lumping everything under food and drink. I just really wanted to see where exactly my money was going. It's probably way easier to manage if you aren't that detailed, but I just really want to know like where every single dollar is going. I feel like this was the honest financial conversation that I just really needed to have with myself, given the fact that I kind of like removed myself from the beauty industry and like haven't been really posting on short form because I really wanted to invest into my YouTube channel. But I honestly love what I do. I always like wonder if I should go back to corporate, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm like where I'm meant to be. Every week is is like so different, and I also have like so much flexibility to like build the relationships and like the friendships in my life, which I'm like really grateful for. Hopefully I can get back in the green, like that would be great. I feel like this monthly routine was a lot different than the ones I've done before, but I'm just really trying to lean into that you really can't plan everything. Things go wrong anyway when I plan for it, so like what is the point of like constantly stressing out over like having the perfect one? I really hope in this video that you guys can like find ways to be like flexible in your own life and your own routine, because it's definitely something that I've been really trying to lean into, and I do feel like it's relieved a lot of stress in my life. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys hopefully next week as well. Bye!